back to Casually Crafted. My name is Ashley, and this is week 4 of the Deck the Halls collab that we've been doing. We are basically just making Christmas ornaments and showing them every Monday throughout the month of July for Christmas in July. So this week I switched gears a little bit and made a little bit different type of ornament than I've been doing. So I have 3 daughters, and some of my grandmas send Christmas cards every year, and sometimes it's one to each girl, and with like Christmas money or whatever. So I have been saving a big stack of cards for the last few years that I've been meaning to like recycle, reuse, just repurpose in whatever way. So my goal for this week was to use some of these cards and crochet with them. One thing that we did, I think it was last year or the year before, I had the girls make ornaments with canning lids, and so we would trace like the picture of the card that they liked and cut that out, and then find yarn from my stash that matched, and then they would wrap this out, or wrap the yarn around this to make a frame, and then you would glue the picture inside there. So we have a few like that from a few years ago. So a lot of these cards that I have do have like circles drawn on them because we had high hopes of doing more, but the wrapping the yarn around got a little tedious for them. So but yeah, so I've always been wanting to try incorporating crochet plus those and what we could come up with. So first, and so some of these have Christmas cards, some don't. Most of them were made as like picture frames or picture frame ornaments, so that the intention was for you to put a picture of like your child in it or whatever. But they're all that similar type of framing idea. So this first one is a snow globe. Excuse me. And this one was a little tricky. So mostly because I didn't have the supplies they called for. So I'll show you and then I'll talk about it. So look, you can see me. And it looks kind of dirty, but here's the snow globe. It's kind of hard to see. You're supposed to use they called it vinyl, so not like the vinyl you cut out with your Silhouette or Cricut machine, but more of like that plasticky vinyl that maybe you could buy at Joann's in the fabric. I don't know. I don't have any of that, and I wasn't about to go buy any of that. So this plastic is a laminating sheet that's just run through the laminator to make it a little bit stiffer. My hole punch is not very good, and so you can see there's like still pieces of plastic stuck on it. So you're supposed to do 2 layers of the plastic together and then fill the inside with like the picture and then little sequins or whatever to make it look like a snow globe. I just did the 1 layer because it was getting too hard to, with my not great hole punch, to punch through both layers, and then so I did the first layer and tried to line it up with the second layer, and it just wasn't working out. So, and then the yarn I used for the base, it's smaller than the pattern because the yarn was smaller and I didn't feel like continuing. But this is the Premier Gala, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And it's a 2 weight. So, but that was like the only yarn that I had that was shiny, like not just gray or whatever. So yeah, I could still technically glue, I guess, a picture to that, but since it's not double layered, it wouldn't really look like an actual snow globe. This next one is called Free Crochet Picture Frame Patterns. And so this one was not originally designed to be an ornament, so it's a little bit bigger. It has 3 different patterns, but I just made one of them. I made this one because I thought it looked most like a poinsettia type of thing. The other ones were more like scallopy. Um, so yeah, like I said, it's a little bit big. Let me see what else. So this one you crochet around. It calls for like a bracelet, like a thin metal bracelet. I found. I've had this pattern saved for a while too, and so I found these here all over it at Goodwill or something once, and um, plan to use it for this. The only problem is they're all stuck together, and so for some reason I thought if I could just get one undone, the rest would all come falling apart. Well, that's not the case. Every single one is wrapped around all the other ones. So I used like a thin or a cheap wire cutter from like the dollar store. That's all I have to cut each wire off, and then I just put a little like dot of hot glue there to put it back together. Um, and then so yeah, I just followed the pattern. I crocheted around the bracelet that's in there. It is in UK terms, and so I messed up. Like I knew it was in UK terms, but like it was late and my brain wasn't computing. And so the first round I did all double crochets instead of single crochets, and then so I had to frog that and fix it. They call for a thinner yarn and a 3mm hook, so if I would have done that, it might have been smaller. And then I think that's it. So I did stiffen this a little bit with some Stay Flow, I think that's what it's called, the liquid starch stuff, and then I cut out a little picture of from one of the cards and glued it on the back. So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit big for an ornament. Maybe if I had used a thinner yarn, it might have been better. But the circle would have been the same size. So that's that one. This next one was just called Recycled Christmas Cards. So I forgot to weave in the ends, but basically they just had you cut out an oval and poke holes in it and crochet around it. So I do have this, oh, I just dropped it. I have a tiny hole punch that makes these little tiny holes. And I just kind of eyeballed where they went, so they're not exactly even. And then I used this Garden Metallic yarn, and I got this from Premier too, so it's not yarn, it's crochet thread. It's white with silver sparkles going through it. And so basically you just single crochet and then in each hole, and then you chain to get to the next single crochet, and then there's a little, then you go around again with a little scallop. So that was just a cute little angel that was on one of our cards. So you can see right here it had a G because it said granddaughter on it. But yeah, I was hoping that wasn't too obvious. Oh, and this one, it did say to use, to do like 2 cards. So like 1 card facing this way, 1 card facing this way, so that it's not blank on the back. I don't care if it's blank on the back. So I just did the 1 layer. Okay, this next one is called Christmas Crochet Pattern Gift Tag / Wreath Ornament. So this one they had you cut out either a circle or a rectangle frame out of cardboard. I didn't follow their dimensions, I just cut one randomly out. And you're also supposed to use they used fingering weight cotton, and then they used 2 different colors and made it stripes. So the way the pattern works is the stripes are kind of diagonal once you go around the frame. I just wanted to use this, I love this yarn, metallic. So I just used that, and then I glued a card on the inside. So there's like the circle ones they did looked a lot more like wreaths, or like the title says, it's a gift tag / ornament. So if this would be a little bit smaller, you could use it as a gift tag But yeah, since I was using 4-way, I just kept it kind of a big frame. And you can't really see you can kind of see the diagonal of what the pattern would look like. I was just feeling lazy and I didn't have two colors that I wanted to work with together at the time when I wanted to use this Christmassy yarn. So yeah, so you basically just make a big long rectangle of that diagonal, so you're increasing on one end and decreasing on the other end, and then you just make it as big as your piece, and then you sew it together along here. So I do feel like it kind of bunched up a little bit on some of the corners. I wasn't sure exactly how it was supposed to go. I don't know if that was just because I was using a thicker yarn and a thinner yarn would have looked better. I'm not sure. Or maybe a circle would have been easier because there'd be no corners. I don't know. So that's that one. So I have two left, and they're both from the same person. This first one is just called Vintage Photo Ornament, and the other one is called Easy Picture Ornaments. So this one is like, this is the vintage one, so it has that shape, I guess. That's vintagey. And then the other one is a star. And this one had a star pattern and a wreath pattern, and the wreath is basically just a circle. So the way these are made is you have the front piece, which has the opening, and then you crochet a little circle for the back, and then you put your picture on the inside as you're sewing your back onto your front. This one I did stiffen with the liquid starch stuff. This one I didn't feel like it really needed it. The star I felt like needed it to get the points to stay pointy, so that's why I did that. And there is a card in there. You can't really see it. And this one I used, I love this cotton in this sparkly color, Aqua Sparkle. Plus the white is Sugar and Cream Christmas Sparkle. I don't know the color name. White tinsel. So I used, oh, sorry about the lights. I used those two together. And then the star is just Peaches and Cream in gold. So that's what I was going to say about that one. Yeah, I think that's everything I was going to say about that one. So this was a pretty quick video, which is good because I still have lots to do before I go to bed. So hopefully you guys like some of those patterns that I just showed you, and you can use them to either you put your own pictures in some ornaments for your tree or your kids' trees or your grandkids' trees, or use them to recycle some of the cards that you get and just make fun ornaments with them. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye guys.